one of the things that I really strive to emphasize is, and I talked about it a little bit earlier, but it's worth revisiting, and that is how much as a society we assume that all adult behavior comes from parenting. And I think we do an enormous disservice to parents and to their later grown children to imagine that everything that occurs in adulthood is because of parental error and mistakes and trauma and harm and abuse and neglect. Again, I'm a psychologist, I'm trained in trauma. Certainly things do occur because of parental error and trauma that can have lifetime impacts on that adult child. Being raised by a parent who's psychopathic, for example, would certainly qualify as that. But what's less understood, we talked for generations in my field about parent-to-child effects, meaning how do parents affect children, what do parents need to do differently, if parents had done A, would B has resulted, et cetera. And we're all sort of still strongly influenced by this very psychoanalytic Freudian therapeutic narrative that basically assumes, that we're really just purely a result of our family environments. And as I said earlier, we're not just a result of our family environments. We're the result of many other things that grow into it. So we do a disservice to both that child who's genetically predisposed to psychopathy, if they're raised by parents who don't have psychopathy, to not just call a spade a spade. We know if there's a genetic predisposition, and even when there's not, even when certain circumstances may cause somebody to behave that way, it's not just parents that cause that. So I think the more three-dimensional we are in how we think about this and write about it, and have a much more three-dimensional view of parenting and the parental environment, I think the better off we're going to be as a society.